Round number three, we have Allison versus Jose. Exosister versus Malice. Normal summon Dormouse. Okay, cool. Love to see it. Summoning back Chessie. Chessie effect. That gets Veilered. Sure. Every time. I feel like ever since. Wait. Oh no, chaining Fua. My bad. They look like a Veiler. I feel like ever since Dormouse has gone to one, every time my opponent normal summons Dormouse, I roll my eyes. I'm like, this card is at one, but they see it. It feels like they see it every time. All right, Link 3 going into Ransom. Ransom effect. And it looks like Allison has a lot of hand traps in their hand. Dormouse is the sackiest of one ofs. Yeah, it's like a normal summon that doesn't play into any hand traps. Hey Jim, next format, do you think Radiant Typhoon is still viable or ready for the trash bin? No, I think it's definitely one of the best decks still. For 100% it's still one of the best decks. Even with the new Solemn card. I think like the new Solemn card is very good and it'll see more play in the TCG than it does in the OCG. Even though it sees good play in the OCG, like they still have two Solemn Judgments. We have no one Solemn Judgment. So it's definitely gonna see more play here. But I still think even with that, Radiant Typhoon is still very strong. Damn, I miss Snake Eyes now. No, I don't. I don't miss Snake Eyes. All right, set four. So we know that they have the MTP, the mirror, two card set. We kind of saw an impermanent Allison's hand, and they have the allied code negate. They also have a Druid Worm. So a lot from the side of Allison, and Exosister is not a very good deck at going into board. So normal summoning Stella. I mean, if that card is removed, then the game probably ends. So, I mean, if I was Allison, I would just MTP that. Like, there's no reason to let them keep that. These decks all lose to Pydra. I mean, Pydra is a card of all time. It is a card of all time. All right. Special no, additional normal summoning the Hime, and that gets impermed. Stella effect to summon another guy from hand. Using mirror on Stella. I don't know why. I don't know why Stella wasn't just banished. I read ransom. This matchup was low key kind of funny. Is it? It feels like Exosister should have no chance like going second, but I don't think uh Allison played their disruptions correctly at all. I think they're just supposed to banish the Stella on summon, and then they have so much for like a Martha, right? All right, chaining Fallen in the Virtuous, targeting the allied code. There's no zone where the allied code is. Did they put it in the imperm column? Bro, they put it in the imperm column. I mean, that's kind of crazy. So they used the Fallen and the Virtuous in the imperm column. So they couldn't negate destroy the allied code talker before the Red Ransom could come back. Which actually might have won them the game if they were able to remove the allied code. That probably won them the game. All right, going into Michaelis. Michaelis affecting North to search for a Speller Trap. Chaining another Imperm on Michaelis. So their sets were double Imperm mirror, so three Imperms and a banish, MTP banish. Chaining what? Oh, I guess they chained the Michaelis, the banish, and they chained. Yeah, I mean, Allison just played their disruption like super, super terrible. But like, it doesn't matter. Like, Exorcist is just so bad when it's not able to like stick bodies on the board. It just doesn't matter. But yeah, Allison played their disruptions like super terrible. Like none of holy shit, yo, this is just like the Malice experience. Like Allison like couldn't even use impulse because they have no monsters. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's literally just like it's not even about Martha being crazy. It's just like Allison is like not playing good at all. But Malice is just such a broken deck. Like you can have pilots that don't know what they're doing. They'll just still win because their cards are just so powerful. Like it feels like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh decks. And one of the things that is like, at least for me, like last format, right? Like I played Infinite Malice, right? And I felt like Malice at its core was a very technical deck, especially in the format that it was in, where Rizal was the most dominant deck, followed by Mitsurugi. So you were constantly playing in matchups that like preyed on your weaknesses, where like Malice had an issue of like sticking bodies very early on in order to try to link climb, and the best decks in the format were all trying to keep you off of early bodies to link climb. So I felt like the deck was very, very technical. But like I feel like after the format has shifted away from that, where like Malice isn't really being contested by those types of things, I feel like Malice is just like so easy to pilot when it doesn't have to deal with decks that are removing early bodies. That's why I feel like even for Malice, like a deck like Yummy is like a hard matchup for Malice, because Yummy is kind of like Rizal in a sense that it has multiple ways of removing early bodies. But like in formats where Malice doesn't have to worry about that type of shit, I feel like Malice is like such a brain dead deck to play. And like the cards are just so high quality that it just doesn't matter. Like 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 for instance, and it's not even like I don't want to like dig too hard into this into Allison, because like they, you know, they're just at a tournament having fun doing their thing, but like this turn was played like terrible, right? Like it is what it is. Like this is no jab at them as a person, but this turn was played horrendously. But it doesn't matter because their cards are just so good. Like it just doesn't matter. Like the Exosister player should have never had a chance. Like this game state is like, it's like almost useless to even critique this game state, because this game state is never supposed to happen if Allison just knows what they're doing. But they don't. They just like randomly throwing down cards because their cards are strong. All right, summoning back Chessie, and they're gonna win because their cards are strong. So Tenpai is the definition of a brainless deck. I've already gone over that rant like a year and a half ago about how I feel about Tenpai, and it's like it's an OTK deck that you don't even know how to do. You don't have to do like calculations in order to OTK. You don't know how. You don't need to know how to do math. Like the deck does so much damage, you just keep on attacking until your opponent's dead. All right, using Returnia in the draw phase to remove the allied code. Link one, going into Link Garibo. You know what's funny? Allison actually might lose this game because they use their Cryptor. Like they just use their disruption so badly. Like their Cryptor's in the grave now, so now they don't have a Cryptor. They're using effects to banish, allowing Jose in order to put names on the board in order to contest the banish in order to get like more Xyz monsters. Summoning Irene. Going for another caramel. Tenpai did irreversible damage to the IQ of the fan base. That's what I'm saying. That deck was like the most frustrating deck to play against ever, in my opinion. It's like between that or Flunderies for me. At least with Flunderies, if you played against a super bad Flunderies player, they can like mess up and like give you opportunities to win if they're like super bad, right? Especially after Barrier Statue was banned. Barrier Statues when that deck was like too much, because like they have like a main deck Floodgate that they play, and then they side into three Feather Storm, and they had three Shifter. It was like it was too OD. Like most of the games you played against Flunderies, you were just getting straight up Floodgated. Um, in addition to Empen just being Empen, like that card is OD. But like if they were like super bad, they can like mess up and then give you opportunities to win. But like with Tenpai, even like a terrible Tenpai player would beat you. Like normal summon Chandra uncontested, you just lose. Like it doesn't matter. You're just gonna lose. Yeah, playing against a good Flunder player and an ass one was such a difference. I agree, Jordan. Like a good Flunder player Oh my god, bro. That shit was, oh my god. It's probably my most hated deck of all time because of the good players. Where like Tempai is probably my second most hated deck because of the bad players. Like I feel like bad players gravitated towards Tempai because it gave them a win rate. Even though they're terrible at Yu-Gi-Oh! It just gave them a win rate that was like almost uncontestable. Like you just had to have enough breakers to allow your Chandra or your Pydra to go through, or allow your summoning to go through, and then you just win the game. But like Flunder, a bad Flunder player will sometimes sack you. Like, okay, he drew Shifter, or game three he drew Featherstorm. All right, yeah, that sucks. Like this deck is like annoying, but like they like when they mess up, it gave you opportunities to win. Like they misused their Apex Avion, they negated the wrong thing with Apex Avion, etc., etc. That you can win those games, right? But a good Flunder player, that shit was nasty, bro. Like the good Flunder players were looping Dimensional Shifter with Ryza. Like you were just under Shifter forever against a good Flunder player if they drew Shifter. Like it was like, all right, Ryza, put that back at the top of my deck every turn. All these decks are Shifter decks. I mean, Shifter is like a crazy floodgate card, yeah, so it does help stun decks. I mean, this game one is taking way too long, and not to dig at Allison again, but it's Allison's fault that this game is taking so long. Like Jose is just doing his best to try to win the game, and I'm not blaming him. He's supposed to. Like if I was in this position as Jose, I'm not scooping either because like I'm like, yo, my opponent is playing crazy bad, so I'm not scooping either. But like it's gonna become an issue because like say for instance he does win, then it's like game two. The players the mouse players are gonna get to go first again. All right, chat. Give me 1 second. I got a phone call. All right, I'm back, chat. All right, so okay, so Allison wins game one. They only have about 20 minutes after siding to play out the rest of this match, or else it's gonna be a double loss. So they're gonna have to play pretty fast, I'll say. All right, so Jose's going first, starting with Inscription, saying neither player can banish from the graveyard, most likely. They did get Perulia'd, so they don't want to commit into the Perulia. I mean, not being able to banish from the graveyard does hurt sometimes against Malice, but like it's not the end of the world to be honest. Like, all right, so starting with March here for White Rabbit. All right, using Imperm on the White Rabbit to try to cut them off from trap cards. I mean, like if you don't have enough defense here, you're just gonna die. Like they don't have to. Holy, normal summon Dormouse again. Wow. All right, yeah, this is. Oh my god, this is just game, bro. Holy. Oh my god, I would be so sick. I'd be sick to my stomach. I would be sick to my stomach if I was losing. I'd be so sick right now if I got normal summon Dormouse 2 games in a row. Like holy, they had. Oh my god. All right, yeah, this is just Cryptor. This is a game. They can Cryptor remove the back row too if they want to. Okay. Yeah, that's just game. Okay.